It seems to me that many members of this place have forgotten that they claim to believe in the principle of subsidiarity. They have forgotten that decisions should be taken at the level closest to the citizen. The challenges facing each of the member states are varied and different. In my constituency, in the north east of England, almost 1 in 4 young people are unemployed. We have got the highest levels of youth unemployment in the UK. Our manufacturing industry, which was once the powerhouse of the region, has been decimated, and it's European Union legislation which is preventing us from being competitive once more. Competitiveness is what drives economies forward. It's what's needed to prevent jobs going overseas. In the UK, we need to learn from other countries. We need to learn from Germany that there should be no stigma attached to manual jobs. We need to learn that young people should take and be taught to take as much pride from vocational as academic routes. And most of all, we need an education system that reflects the needs of industry and a 21st century society. The free movement of workers, which means uncontrolled immigration, causes a massive problem in the UK. That principle might have worked when all EU countries had similar standards of living, but when we have member states with a minimum wage of 80 pence an hour, migration to the UK becomes a big issue. It causes wage compression. It means experienced workers from other countries are able to take UK based jobs and deprive British young people of their first step on the career ladder. But what we do not need is misguided European Union intervention. As the President of the EPP's Youth Wing, Kostas Kyriakis, has said, the Youth Guarantee Fund is not working. The measures push short-term employment and short-term internships, but when only 9% of interns actually go on to get that job, it is not effective. The International Labour Organisation said it is ineffective. The Youth Guarantee has become guaranteed failure. Sometimes the answer is not more Europe. The answer is for countries to work together, for national governments to innovate, for us to learn from each other, learn from best practice and learn from the many charitable organisations which have a phenomenal success rate in getting young people back into work.
Thank you, Chairman. I am surprised that you, as an MEP, are considering banning the free movement of people in the European Union. I would like to ask you a question. I didn't understand you proposed anything concrete for the topic we are discussing today in order to increase youth employment. Can you mention a concrete measure that you can propose?
Simple, isn't it? The problem that we have at the moment is that we are getting more Europe, we are getting more legislation, more red tape strangling our businesses, and of course if we deal with that problem then we will be much more competitive. And in terms of free movement, isn't the whole point that different countries with different standards of living actually have different needs, and when you try to have a one size fits all straitjacket affecting 28 different countries at once, then you know that it is not going to work. The free movement is a principle of the 1950s and the 1960s. We live today in a 21st century society, and it is high time that this place grew up, recognised that the future does not lie with the failed old EU institutions.
Köszönjük, képviselő úr!